Hello people of the internet, it is I, Silver Dragon here, back with more FSN Remaster, where we're going into Heaven's Field Day 8 here. See if Shiro Emiya is gonna get any smarter today. The answer is, most probably not, but you never know. I mean, it kinda depends on the scenario, really. That's what it all comes down to. But if you do want to see if Shiro Emiya gets smarter in this or any future ones, please be sure to give me some feedback with the form of a like or a comment if you have anything at all to say. Subscribe to the channel down below. It helps out with the algorithm and makes sure you can catch future episodes being uploaded. And make sure to check the description down below as well, where there are links to the Twitch and or Discord, where you can follow and or join to know when I go live. But with all that said, I think it is time to jump in to Day 8. Resume. Alright, so I should probably check to see how long Day 8 is gonna be, like comparatively speaking to the other ones. I've not been doing that, but I mean, to be fair, never expected the Kotomene long speeches, so but I want to check that actually real quick. That just occurred. So in UB-Dub, it was a fairly short day. Ooh, this large gap here makes me feel... Okay, I feel like a lot's gonna happen at night here for Day 8. I think a lot is gonna happen at night on Day 8 of UB-Dub. Also, I don't remember seeing that... I don't remember seeing Seba hair down like that. Huh. I'm sure it was there. Gotta love all the different sabers. Like, good gracious, that's a lot. Anyways. It's morning. It's after 7 o'clock. The weather is nice outside and bright white sunlight pours in. I get up and stretch my back. Physically, I feel well. I can move my limbs easily and there's no trace of any headache. I feel great waking up today, as if the horror of last night never happened. Must have just been a heartburn, Shiro. Right. I sigh and think back on what happened. Even if I was reliving what happened 10 years ago, I really need to train more if I can't remember anything that happened. My memories since collapsing in the park are all vague. All I remember is leaning on Saber's shoulder and being put to bed. You go to bed early and you wake up late. Gosh, Shiro. I mean, I did wake up about half an hour late myself today, so I really can't blame him. Alright, need to thank Saber. I get out of bed and quickly change into my school uniform. He's still obsessed with going to school at times like this. Saber seems like she's still asleep, so I'll go have breakfast. It's already 7, so I should go see if Sakura's in the living room. Looks like she is. In the living room, I find Sakura holding her school bag. Breakfast is ready. The table is neatly arranged and ready for us to start dining right away. Is breakfast ready already? Alright, she did catch Shiro coming in injured, didn't she? Yes, I had time, so I made enough for you and Saber too. Well, it's Shiro's house, so I certainly hope you made enough for him, Sakura. Yeah, I almost call her Saber. But what about your food? I'll be okay. I'm going to school first, so please enjoy your breakfast. Huh? What's wrong, Sakura? It's weird that you made us breakfast, yet you aren't gonna have any. Did something happen yesterday? Yeah, you totally blew her off for lunch, Shiro. Jeez, is he that forgetful? Yes. Sounds like I was on the mark, but I can't think of anything from yesterday's events that would apply. After dinner last night, Sakura went back to her room, and that was the last time I saw her. Well, could it maybe be something before dinner, Shiro? After that, I think something happened, but the thought gives me so much nausea that I can't remember. Come to think of it, I remember talking with you and Saber about something. I said something terrible. When I saw you nearly unconscious, I lost my temper. You said something to Saber? Yes, something I had no right to say. It pinned all the blame on Saber, so I can't really look her in the eye right now. So that's why she made breakfast for 2 and is trying to leave before she runs into Saber. I'm sorry. I realized how stupid I was being and apologized to her right away. And then Saber apologized to me too. She said she was careless even though it was all my fault. Sakura hangs her head, looking ashamed. I see. If you apologize to someone and they end up apologizing back to you, that would make you feel even worse. You are silly. I'm obviously the one responsible for getting myself hurt. You shouldn't argue over something like that. Shiro. But, Senpai, Saber didn't... It's okay. I'll just say this now, but when she knows someone else is wrong, she doesn't back down. If you make a bad case to her, she'll get really mad at you. The fact that she apologized means that she accepts what you said. Saber might not say it, but she likes you. She values people who try their best. Yes, that's all the more reason I'm avoiding her this morning. Since Saber didn't scold me, I need to be harder on myself or else it'll get to my head. Sakura laughs bashfully and gives me a modest bow. Looks like her mindset is set on leaving for school early. If you insist, then I won't stop you, but what are you going to do so early in the morning? Practice is cancelled. It's okay. I can just clean the dojo. After what I said to Saber, it's only right that I scrub the floors as penance. That seems to be a bit of an extreme reaction, but okay. Sakura bids me farewell and leaves the living room. Cleaning the dojo. It's really hard to scrub floors in the winter, you know. She knows that as well as I do, though, which is probably why she said it. I wonder what she said to pick a fight with Saber if she thinks she has to do such an unenviable task to make up for it. Oh man, my nose is a little stuffy. It's starting to get cold, where I am, which just sucks. Sakura thinks we had a fight. I mean, didn't she say she said it was her fault. It might have appeared that way, but Sakura was correct. Far from being a quarrel, it was a conversation that brought my inadequacies to light. Wow. Saber's grumbling at herself. Not that it does a thing to stop her chopsticks from delivering bite after bite of food into her mouth. No, sorry, I phrased it weirdly. I was curious because of how much it bothers Sakura. Just forget about it. Both of you keep saying the same thing. Are you perhaps teaming up to tease me? Why would I go out of my way just to prank you? And what would Sakura and I have to gain from that? Actually, I'm terrified of pranking Saber and being found out. That's true. Then I suppose it is your mutual way of being considerate to me. Saber muses as she ingests an omelet. It's good to be a glutton in the morning. I wonder what Sakura meant. She wouldn't feel that down if it was something petty. Do you mind telling me, Saber? Well, it was simply that I was too weak of a servant. To put it briefly, I failed to protect you due to my lack of skill. And I think you're doing more than plenty of that on that front. I just went and fainted on my own last night. You don't need to beat yourself up over it. No comment. That may be true, but Sakura was right to warn me. It was wrong of me to be unwilling to listen to her. No matter what Sakura says, I'm making you, my master, fight in a war. Saber looks away uncomfortably. I mean, it's strange. Why is Saber getting so worked up over something we already mutually agreed on? Oh, this is the news. Unclear, residents reporting suspicious behavior have requested that authorities investigate the house in the area. News is on TV. Turned on the TV while eating and it's showing a story about last night's events. 30 people were found in serious condition and taken immediately to the hospital. This marks the 7th mass coma incident this month. Medical exams suggest something akin to food poisoning. I don't think food poisoning can cause mass comas. I finish breakfast and get ready for school. So much for being a hero, Shiro. I'm going to school to see Tosaka. I need to discuss what happened last night with her, about Zaukin and that black shadow. Police strongly suspect that the fresh wave of victims across Miyama South Fork Combe District was caused by the spread of some kind of drug. Miyama South Fork Combe. Tosaka was glaring in that direction last night. Archer just said the shadow was causing comas. 30 unconscious people. I've experienced for myself what that was like. Like Castor, the shadow lurks in the dark and sucks magical energy from people around town. No, it's more than just sucking. Castor had a gentle touch compared to that thing. She cleverly made sure to harvest energy from people in a repeatable, painless way. Like drawing blood through a syringe, to use a metaphor. This is nothing like that. Castor may have only drawn blood, but the thing I saw last night feasts on its victims. The shadow has no mind or mercy. It cares only about devouring its victims' magical energy, mind and all. I need to talk to you before I leave for school. Yes, what is it, Shiro? Saber heard what they said on the news, too. She probably knows what I'm about to say, but she quietly waits for me to continue as always. It's about our direction going forward. You saw that thing last night, right? Yes, it was like nothing I've ever seen, and resembled no phantasmal species I know of. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's our enemy. It didn't look like a master or servant, but it deliberately targeted me and Tosaka, and it's been taking magical energy from people around town. Then, we're going to prioritize finding that shadow. You want us to go after something that has nothing to do with us and ignore the other masters and servants? She gives me a hard stare. Her goal is to obtain the Holy Grail, and I'm asking her to help me with an irrelevant objective. Of course she's going to be against it, but still. Yeah, we can't leave it alone. I think it takes priority over the Holy Grail War. Saber watches me silently for a moment. The deafening silence makes me hold my breath. Goodness, I guessed it might come to this, but I'd rather not get involved with that shadow, but... Saber, are you sure about this? Whether I am or not, I know that you would go off on your own even if I refused. In that case, it would completely defeat my purpose here. If I allow you to die, then I will be unable to remain in this era. So I'll be going along with you despite whatever misgivings I may have. Oh yeah, but... Besides, it's only a matter of time before you repeat yesterday's recklessness if I leave you alone. That was the second time, so there's bound to be a third. I'll be forced to apologize to Sakura if it happens again. Wow, the sarcasm is thick. And it's over Shiro's head. A servant should follow its master's orders, even if I am extremely reluctant to do so. If you've made your decision, Shiro, then I will lend you my sword to your effort. But Shiro, that shadow is no ordinary opponent. Even Berserker will be easier to bring down. Yeah, I felt that on my own skin. You can't really describe it as strong or weak. It's pure misfortune. It isn't something you can beat up until it goes down. I mean, there's one way you could take it down, but I don't think Shiro would do it. I've nothing else to add if you understand that. But Shiro, choosing to go after it is the most difficult path of all. Please keep that in mind. Excuse me. I mean, I'll be careful, but why would you say that? Do you know what it's like, It is like Archer? No, I'm in the same position as you. I have no idea what that shadow is. I think she does. Hey, J6, welcome to the stream. How'y things? Saber averts her gaze, then, as if uttering an ominous premonition she just had. I just have a vague sense it's like a star of misfortune, like a curse that brings inescapable ruin upon all it touches. She leaves me with that. Time to start homeroom. Start us off. Oh, Akawa's absent, and so is Aimono. Then I guess I'll do it. Attention. Homeroom begins. More students are absent than yesterday, and the classroom feels less lively. There we go. Perfect placement. Not just our classroom, actually. The entire school feels muted. Fujini moves homeroom along in a breezy tone, but even she doesn't look as upbeat as usual. And on that note, after-school club meetings are suspended. That's all the announcements I have today. By the way, your first period teacher, Mr. Kuzuki's out, so you can just self-study. I brought printouts, so just stay here in the classroom. Oh, Kuzuki is more than out, Taiga. It's more than out. Oh yeah, you didn't know about... I've seen that effect happen on other people's streams, and it is brutal. I mean, at least Everjails tend to be in the same spot everywhere, so that's less of an issue, but, you know, it can be very, very brutal. Oh, I thought everything was... Duh. The room collectively celebrates and begins to move desks around with a clatter. Fujini is just going to let us do our worksheets at our own pace, meaning we can do whatever we want as long as we stay in the room, but... Shiro, one sec. Why is she waving me over in the hallway in such an obviously suspicious manner? I don't really remember Taiga being in Heaven's Feel's movie that much. What, Fujini? We're still in class. Yeah, but I didn't come over this morning, right? I just got worried that you might not be doing okay. Yep. It's tough. It is tough. But that's why a lot of people do hope for shifting Earths in those instances. Because at the very least, those are pretty set locations. Where is this coming from? What are you worried about? I'm not really sure. Just a feeling in my bones, I guess? I've always had this tingly feeling that I get sometimes before you get hit by a car or fall off a bridge. That's why I wanted to see if you're okay. Has Shiro fallen off of a bridge and been hit by a car in the past? Is that why she has this feeling? Well, I'm doing just fine. If anything, I'm safer now than I've ever been before. Yeah, but I just wonder. It's a feeling like there's this train that we need to get on together, but you stay behind on the platform waving goodbye to me or something. That's a pretty specific example, and I'm guessing you had a dream like that before you woke up today. True. He is definitely the kind of person to jump off of a bridge to, like, somebody dropped something off a bridge, he sees it, and goes diving into the water to retrieve it for them. And similar things with being hit by a vehicle. Oh, could you tell? I overslept because of that. I'm kind of amazed. So she didn't come over because she overslept. No other reason. Okay, that's very Fujini, so I'll allow it. No worries, I'm the same as I always am. On the other hand, you've got dark circles under your eyes. I think it's more than just dreams making you miss sleep. There's no dark circles under her eyes. Yeah, I was busy yesterday, and I think it's gonna be busy today, too. I'll probably have to keep pulling overtime, so I might not be coming over for a while. Sorry, but you don't have to leave any food for me. I just wanted to let you know. Make sure you do your worksheets, Shiro. You have bad grades in modern society. You're gonna start failing unless you put more work into it. Shiro's not smart? Who would have guessed? Fujini gives me a casual wave goodbye and leaves. She doesn't need food. I guess that's a load off my back. Feel a little let down and less motivated. It's a hollow feeling, like my regular life has disappeared. Yeah, I agree with your take on it. I can't let that shadow run around. I don't know the mage behind it, but they've got nerve running amok on my land. We're gonna keep the truce, then? Of course. We don't have the luxury of fighting until we eliminate that shadow. The conversation wraps up smoothly. When lunch break started, I went to Tosaka's Class A and brought her to the roof. Then I kicked things off by suggesting we do something about the shadow, but Tosaka turned out to be even more determined than I am. So what's the plan? Should we patrol together tonight, or split up and search? Let me think. I think we should split up roles. You keep patrolling at night. I want you to go over any place you find suspicious as a mage, or that stands out to Saber with a fine-toothed comb. While you do that out in the open, I'm gonna go after Zauken. Zauken? What does he have to do with a shadow? No idea. I think he's a weak lead because he's scared of it too, but something about him bothers me. Wow. Who is not bothered by Zauken? I mean, that just says a lot about you. If people are just randomly bothered by your mere presence, I think that really says a lot. Considering what we know about Zauken, though, it makes sense. Plus, we still can't ignore him even without the shadow. He's been doing all kinds of shady stuff, like controlling Caster's corpse, or turning Shinji into a master, even though he isn't a mage. Now that you mention it, we teamed up to deal with Caster for similar reasons. We can't just let that old man run wild now. Yeah, we'll deal with the shadow once we clean up the mess around it. Even if you find it, just observe it from a distance. We shouldn't fight it until we can do that on our own terms. Okay, so what are we going to do? What are you going to do specifically? Do you know where he is? Yeah, I don't know exactly where he is now, but I can go straight to the Matao estate. Our families are connected, so I'm better for this job than you anyway. Tosaka lays out her plan in a lighthearted tone. The details are anything but light, though. You'll go to their place? That's like dropping straight in the enemy's home base, you know? I know that. What are you so shocked for? I'm not gonna fight, I'm just gonna scout out their camp. And what are you gonna do if Zauken ambushes you? I'm not letting you go there by yourself, I'm coming too. So don't be reckless. You're the reckless one, stupid. I said that I have a connection to the Matao, remember? I know their magecraft and I figured out how strong Zauken is yesterday. To be clear, he's not much of an enemy. He uses most of his magical energy just to maintain his body, and he has no direct means of attack. Oh, Reen, you are so wrong on that on so many levels. To be fair, I kind of doubt Zalkin has let his magecraft really be known, but still. Hey, Janice, welcome to the stream. Howdy things. In fact, if Zalkin wants a straight-up fight, it would be to my advantage. Without Shinji as a master, he's hardly a threat. Leave the old-fashioned mage tools to me. You should go physically gather intel for us. Yes. Less than 6 hours. I can't argue with her when she puts it like that. She has Archer with her, so there's no point in being overprotective. True. J6, very true. Alright, I'll let you deal with Zalkin. Saber and I will look for the shadow. Although you kinda gotta wonder, considering Shiro has Saber, as long as Saber's not defeated, Avalon will keep Shiro regenerating. And Zalkin specifically goes after the soul. And considering Shiro's own soul is kind of, more than a little alien, it makes me wonder what would happen if Zalkin tried to possess Shiro like he did the poor girl he kind of devoured last night. Would it work? Would it fail? Would some unholy abomination be born? Who knows? Okay, thanks. Also, Emiya, I wanted to ask. Sakura's really staying at your place, right? Yeah, she's been sleeping over. Why? Never mind. I'm relieved to hear it. It would get awkward if I ran into her at the Mateo household. She doesn't know anything. Alright, you're really considerate, Tosaka. I'm surprised. Stop looking at me like that, like it's a huge shocker. What do you take me for? Well, if you have to ask. A human hurricane who arrives with a crash and leaves with a bang, I guess. I don't care what you think. Anyway, I'll deal with the Mateo problem. So just behave the rest of the day. Roger that. I'll use daytime to train with Saber in the meantime. I know Avalon only works physically, but that's what I'm saying. He has Avalon for physical healing, and his own messed up soul/mind state should help resist Zalkin's weird soul-devouring thing. I mean, I kind of wonder if a bug tries to bite Shiro, it bites, blade pierces through, or it doesn't even break skin because he is made of blades. I stand up and head for the exit. Lunchtime is almost over, so I'd better get back to class. Later, Tosaka, let's meet up here tomorrow. Okay, we'll tell each other what we found out. Yeah, did you ever have that lunch with Sakura, Shiro? No? Well, maybe you should go and have lunch with her. Emiya. Tosaka's lips curl into a smile. When she smiles like that, it never means anything good. I make a beeline for the door, a terrible feeling in the building in my stomach. His origin and his element are both blade. I'm pretty sure that there was a special term for that in the Type Moonverse, I just can't remember what. Maybe you shouldn't spend all your time training. Isn't there something else you could be doing? Like taking better care of the girl living under the same roof? Unfortunately, I was still within her attack range. What the hell are you talking about? Sakura and I aren't like that. I'm just keeping an eye on her while Shinji's acting out. Oh, I was only saying that you should let Saber rest. Wow, Emiya, so Sakura comes to mind first when I mention girls, huh? She smirks. Oh, she knows what she'd be doing. She knows what she'd be doing. My face is beet red. I'm just kidding, man. Did you like that little bit of payback? Only nutcase like the way you treat me. Well, Shiro, in another timeline, you like it, so... I mean, you are a nutcase, so that's fair. My shoulders droop. I feel as slack as a marionette with its strings cut. So that's your weakness, Emiya. I guess that joke was in bad taste. You're the one with bad taste. I'm leaving. Sure, go on ahead. I'm gonna stay here and laugh at you a little longer. Damn it, see you tomorrow, Tosaka. I slam the door behind me and leave the roof. Wow, he's getting actually angry. He's slamming doors. We do have people's origins being awakened, how it affects them. I honestly did not know that. I honestly did not know there was videos of people's origins being awakened. Damn it. She only came here to push my buttons. Did I like it? What does that even mean? In the first place, I don't remember doing anything to her beyond to warrant this treatment. Oh no. Shiro's starting to get amnesia. Once school ends, I quickly return home. Since all after-school club activities are suspended, students crowd around the campus gate. I take a cursory look around and don't see anyone who might be Tosaka. Knowing her, she must have gone straight to the Matao house. Sakura's not around, huh? Without club practice in the afternoon, Sakura can just go home to my house. We didn't talk about meeting up to walk home together, so she must have gone on ahead. I take the lonely road up the hill. It's already been 6 days since the Holy Grail War started. Little by little, it feels like life is draining out of the town. Oh, come on. Seriously, what's happening? I'm struck by a bout of dizziness. It's like a hollow chill in my head, maybe some kind of anemia. I hear something resonating in my ear. What's that noise? I cover my ears, but my eardrums still ring. This is an hallucination. People don't just get hit by unexplained vertigo and tinnitus. They kind of can. Like, I randomly get tinnitus bursts. I do. And if they're happening at the same time, then it can only be deliberate. Don't tell me something happened at home. Didn't Ilya do something with regards to his senses? I shoot off the dizziness and start running. Saber's at home. Even if an enemy attacked, I wouldn't go so easily for them as long as Saber's there. The only pair of shoes at the front door belongs to Saber. Thank God Sakura's not back yet. I don't need to worry about holding back then. Holding back? Shiro, you can do nothing right now. If this strange situation is happening because of an enemy attack, then we can get through it somehow if only Saber and I are here. Are you alright? I rush into the living room. The instant I arrive... That is very high-pitched. I can't stand anymore and I tumble to the ground. My legs won't do what I want. The ringing in my ears robs me of my sense of balance. I'm crushed by an oppressive nausea and chill. I desperately try to prop myself up in my arms. I was talking more about that high-pitched whine when I noticed the color is fading from the marks on my left hand. My mind freezes. I have no idea what's happening. The command spells are pale. Before I process what that means, I disposed of Saber. I can't let them take over anymore. Ilya. A familiar voice speaks from very close to me. I look up, fighting the dizziness. Sorry, big brother. I wanted to play with you more, but the situation is different now. Blame the flawed Holy Grail, not me. What did I do wrong? The ring invades my brain. Sound waves that should be imperceptible burrow behind my eyeballs and block off my eyesight. Oh, that's a lens. Don't worry, I won't kill you right away. You're gonna be my trump card against them. I'll destroy your body here, but I'll swap your mind into one of my puppets. You won't be able to move anymore, but it beats dying, doesn't it? Man, that'd be the last thing you see. That'd be quite the sight, I guess. The noise permeates my entire body. My mind remains as stiff as stone. In the darkness, deprived of all five senses, I can't even tell how badly it's over for me. Bad end. Okay. I think I know where I went wrong. It's because I brushed off Ilya's, desire to be apologized to. That's my guess. Taiga Dojo. Not Enough Love, Part 2. I thought she'd reformed herself and graduated from this dojo, but she's been reborn as a little devil. Do you think she'll be a real heroine this time, maybe? Nah, no way. There's just no way. Even now, she's standing outside the dojo, shivering her tennis shoes, hoping I'll take her back in, but knowing she can't show her face after talking a big game. Still, it's pretty cold outside, so I'm sure she'll be back bearing gifts next time. Anyway, you've reached this bad end thanks to a lack of affection. Once again. I think it's pretty obvious who you weren't nice enough to. Try being better friends with Ilya so she won't go all out on you. The important points are where you meet her on day 7 and how you choose to apologize to her. If you still can't see her on day 7, then start over from day 5. Also, if you see Miss Tosaka at school, make sure to ask her for advice. That's all for this episode of Tiger Dojo. We hope you enjoy the soccer route, where you'll meet lots of mysterious new characters and get whiplash from the sudden tone shifts. Whiplashes from the Sudden tone shifts. Yeah. Tongue got tied. Oh, wow. Was that really the last decision point? It was. Huh. Okay. You know, there is another option here. Yes, I do have at least somewhat of a summoning video baseline that I like to use. So I'm guessing this here is if you do not encounter Ilya. So whatever this is probably leads all the way over to the bad end. No deviations. So day 5 is what she said. I did get the Ilya affection on day 5, so okay. Alright, let's try seeing if we can invite her over as a guest. Maybe that's something different. I know. She might be feeling down because I made her wait, but I still haven't a chance to cheer her up. Ilya, I have a suggestion. This never happened in the movie, though. What? This better be good. Yeah, I'll apologize with my actions, not my words. Do you want to come over to my place? I'll make you some tea and treats. Huh? You mean your house? Where else would it be? There shouldn't be anyone there now. Oh, Saber won't attack you, don't worry. It isn't the park, but it would be nice to relax over tea sometime, don't you think? That is kind of a good idea, but I don't know if I can intrude on your home. That isn't the point. You showed me your castle, remember? Now I'm returning the favor. Okay, yeah, you did say that. Ilya mutters as if persuading herself. Then she looks at me again. Can I really come over to your house, though? I came here to kill you in Kiritsugu. Should you really let me into your home? She asks me in an emotionless voice. I can't possibly know the significance of her words. This Einsburn girl came here to kill my old man. That's the reason she's been after my life, too. I've known that for a while now. Kiritsugu betrayed the Einsburns. Then he threw everything away to live out his days in this town. Until I became a master, I had no inkling to the sacrifices he made. I doubt Ilya can forgive him, and she probably sincerely means to kill me. Alright, Janice, have a good breakfast. But regardless, no, especially because of that, I think I should invite this girl to the Emiya house. Yeah, this has nothing to do with being masters. I want you to come over and enjoy yourself. I give her a straight answer. She stops breathing for a second, looking shocked. Okay, thanks, big brother. She gives me a buoyant smile and hugs my arm. I think this is a plus to her affection. Okay, hold on a second, Ilya. I'm gonna talk to Saber. I roll up my sleeves and stare at the front door. Good luck, Shiro. She cheers me on with a wave. Here goes nothing. With encouragement like that, I need to do whatever it takes to convince Saber to approve this visit. I mean, she is your servant. Just use a command spell if worst comes worst. I must firmly decline. And she shoots me down with only 1 second. I get how you feel. I know exactly what you're saying. You think that inviting a master, Berserker's master no less, into my home base is suicide. I understand that very well, but still. No, you do not understand, Shiro. This is Ilya we're talking about. A master of her caliber will be able to expose all of this house's weaknesses, and she would have no difficulty destroying the battlefield, and you would invite her in. This is more than entering a lion's den. You're drinking poison of your own will. But I can promise she won't do anything. Plus, she didn't bring Berserker with her, and she says she won't fight before the sun's down. Right now, she's just a little girl, so I think you don't need to nitpick her like that. They did not put a space between Berserker and with. To be fair, Berserker actually looks like it is written in a different font as well. That might just be me, though, but it looks a little bit different than the rest of the font. Gender has nothing to do with it. To begin with, what have you been doing with her behind my back? Did you forget she tried to kill you? How can you show sympathy for her? Decency is one thing, but this is sheer idiocy. Well, that's Shiro Emiya for you, though. Sheer idiocy. Shiro, more like sheer idiot. You see, she's a good kid if you talk to her. She still doesn't understand morality, so we just need to teach her the difference between good and evil. How naive. You would trust the word of the Einsburn Master. Their clan exists only to acquire the Holy Grail. She'll break any promise to you in an instant. No, she won't. You're going too far, Saber. Ilya's Ilya. I don't know what the Einsburns are like, but don't lump her in with them. Indeed, what you say is correct, Shiro. Then, Saber. Though I must say your voice was so meek, you were not persuasive in the least. It's because of how angry she was. Is that so wrong of me? Very well, I understand. At this rate, you'll be forced to use a command spell. You trust Ilya, and I trust you. Excuse me. But I'll not meet her. I cannot guarantee I'll keep my composure if I see her face to face. My presence would only put her on her guard. Alright, then what are you gonna do? I'll stand by in the guest room I used before. Don't worry, I'll come running at the first sign of danger. Okay. Sorry, Saber, this is, I know, I'm the one who told you about Kiritsugu's connection to the Holy Grail War, so I should have been prepared for this eventuality. Saber sighs and goes off to the guest room. That makes sense. Saber was Kiritsugu's servant last time. I wouldn't be surprised if she realized Ilya's relationship to him. You mean that she's his daughter? Part of the intrusion. So this is your house, Shiro? Ilya enters the house timidly despite her spirited greeting. I'll make tea first. Come on, living room's this way. Okay, we have a wooden floored hall. Or these Japanese building just like I heard. She gawks in every direction while she walks. It must be a pretty unusual sight for her since she lives in a castle. Yeah, the stone instead of wood is so different. Here's your tea. At first I was going to make you black tea, but I'm not good at it. Plus, it can't measure up to what you have at home anyway, so it's Japanese. If it's too bitter, just let me know. I can dilute it. I hold out a second cup of hot water. I use the best green tea I have, so there shouldn't be any complaints about the flavor. It's just a matter of whether she prefers bitter or sweet tea. Thanks, Shiro. She sits down properly and takes a nervous sip of the tea. She freezes. Figures. I went out of my way, but maybe I should have just made her milk tea or something. Sorry, it must be bitter. Don't force yourself to drink it. I'll make you a new one. Huh? No, that's not it. The tea was very well brewed. She bows and compliments me in the traditional manner. I wonder where she learned to do that. Then, little by little, she starts sipping the tea. I won't stop her if that's what she wants. Along with the tea, I present a collection of well-regarded Japanese sweets that we always have with tea. Gotta love this nice and calming music. Once the tea time is over, she wants to explore the house. Sure, it isn't very interesting, though. That's okay, I just want to see. I knew as soon as I came in that it has no magical value, so you can just show me around. And so, I take her on a walking tour of my house, while she gives a running commentary. Running commentary, gotta love it. It's more spacious than I expected. You got glass windows lining one side of the hallways. Isn't it bad if someone attacks you? For instance. I mean, honestly, I would not trust a glass hallway. That feels so dangerous. This is your room? I can't believe someone actually lives here. For instance. What, is it so barren? This backyard? Japanese mages have it tough. You can't grow anything in a tiny backyard like this. That thing looks huge! That looks like a giant backyard. Bigger than mine, at least. I know what this is. A dojo, right? Grandfather told me it's a place where barefoot savages swing swords at each other. Oof. Ooh. Ilya. Good thing Taiga wasn't there to hear that. No, I don't want to see your shed. That's a place for servants to use. Oh, man. Ilya is demonstrating some rich girl personality here. She sure has a lot to say about it all. Still looks like she's having fun. Hey, what's next? We haven't been over there. Come on. She hurries me along. Fine, this is the back part of the house. We haven't used it in the last few years, so don't mind the dust. Oh, maybe gonna see Kiritsugu's room and something? Maybe. She runs down the hallway shouting excitedly. Whew. Damn, though. I don't know why she's so happy to be here, but that alone makes it worth the trouble. I need some water. But, in the middle of it, she settles down and just looks through the rooms. Maybe she's tired. She goes through the rest of the house without saying a word. Give her the remainder of the tour, and then we're back to the living room. That's all. There's a separate guest house, but we'll have to skip that today. Saber's sleeping in there. From behind, she looks dispirited. That's all, huh? What's wrong? Why are you tired? Yeah, a little. There is no one here. When she turns to look at me, she looks like a little girl her age. She's not just Ilya. She's just Ilya, not a master. Bleh. tongue got tied. Came here for revenge, but I'm sad there's no one here to take revenge on. She murmurs to herself. Silent tears fall down her cheeks. I mean, you know, when the objective of your revenge has already gone and died. Yeah, that's probably a very sad state of affairs. Especially for someone as messed up as Ilya. Oh, you actually see tears on the sprites. That's kind of... Yeah, I think that's a new sprite. That's weird. I'm crying. There hasn't been anything to be sad about or scared of. She looks sincerely puzzled. There's a reason, of course. The person she resented for years isn't here in this house. She came here with only vengeance and murder on her mind and missed her chance to achieve closure. Ilya's Veil von Einsburn. She has her reason for wanting to kill me and Kiritsugu, and that would be... Let's go, Shiro. I should go home before the sun sets. We'll end up fighting unless we say goodbye before it's nighttime. She states the fact with a smile. What should I say to that? Yeah, I'll walk you to the park. Okay, you sure know how to treat a lady. Her smile is so innocent. She runs to the front door like nothing happened, her silver hair swaying. Yeah, so innocent after talking about murder. And that's the third time I said farewell to her. My footsteps feel heavy on the way home. I take my time as if walking through the familiar town and streets for the first time. I have a lot to think about, and I've been made to realize how important Ilya is to me. Pops, should Ilya and I fight each other as masters, or should I convince her to quit this war? Mikiri and Ainsworn have a especially deep connection. Obsession, they sought the Grail for 500 and 1,000 years, respectively. That's what Kotomene said. Is there a way to pull Ilya away from people who've been after the Holy Grail for such a long time? No, before even that. Right now I don't know how to set her free from her desire for vengeance. I mean, just keep treating her nice, I think. I return to the Emiya house. Sunset bathes the house in twilight. The town in twilight. Okay, need to get my head back on straight. Clap my cheeks to clear my mind. I have to deal with Ilya and Shinji eventually, but the top priority now is stopping Castor from attacking any more people. Won't let the tragedy of 10 years ago repeat itself. That's why I decided to be a master and fight with Saber. And are we getting to skip points? Yes. Skip points. Skip points. Skip. Oh, no. Dang it. I skipped. Oh, wrong button. What is the button to skip? There is a fast forward button. Ah, I misclicked, so it's time to go through this scene again. Whee! Flashing lights. Epilepsy warning, technically, I guess, because of those. Yeah. I really do wonder, is this... I don't have epilepsy, and I can't think of anybody with epilepsy, but... Okay, actually, I do think maybe epilepsy warning, especially with that just rapid flashes of blacks and reds. That was a lot of rapid flashing of black and red, so I think that definitely calls for an epilepsy warning. Skip. Skip. Alright, now we're in new scene, right? Yes, we are. Zalkin the Magical Prune. Indeed. Once school ends, I quickly start to head home since after... Yep, so this is same dialogue. Oh, Sakura's here this time. Senpai, are you trying to find someone? Nah, I was just looking around. It's not every day you see this many students leaving at the same time. So why was Sakura not there in the other route? I gotta wonder. Makes you wonder why Sakura did not join, because if you know, you know, but the issue probably would have been settled if Sakura had joined Shiro in meeting an angry Ilya. Or it would have gotten a lot worse a lot faster. Hard to say. Yeah, that's what thanks to that we can go home together today. Should we do some shopping before we head back? Yeah, let's pick up some stuff for dinner. Fujini won't be coming over for a while, so we'll get enough for 3. You, me, and Saber. Stop bringing up Saber around, Sakura, Shiro. Ooh, are we gonna have an Ilya confrontation? After we buy groceries, we take the long way home, passing by the park. It's empty. There aren't any kids in the playground, nor a silver-haired girl in a coat. Park is empty. Do people not come here often? Not lately, I think. When I was a kid, there would usually be someone here during the day, but these days it's pretty much like this, except on days off. I see. It feels kind of lonely. There's a character whose origins is that of consumption, and once he got awakened, it made him endlessly hungry and made him want to consume everything he came across, including humans. Ah, interesting. Very interesting origin awakening to want to just consume. So, Kirby, then. I didn't know Kirby was in the type of Moonverse. I nod in agreement and look up. The sky is tinged twilight. Its dark red expanse with no birds in sight. It feels lonely, just like a small park. Wanna head back? We should take the chance to relax at home. We leave the park. Sakura agrees cheerfully and follows me up with a spring in her step. More akin to animals. Gotcha. Interlude. Ooh. And so, Rin Tosaka arrives at her destination. Even moves around like a beast. What is this character's name, out of curiosity, J6? The Matteau residence. It's the atelier of an old mage lineage that immigrated to this town 200 years ago. Her family welcomed them as collaborators and gave them land, and yet these fellows are outsiders whom they've never been friends with. The Tosaka and Matteau practice mutual non-aggression and have a pact that prevents them from easily involving themselves with each other. She really could not care less. That pact was broken 11 years ago. And the people who made the deal were the family heads from centuries ago. For 200 years, they followed the agreement, whose reasons and content are unclear. And all that time, neither the Tosaka nor the Matteau have obtained their goal, the Holy Grail. Originally, the pact was about getting the Holy Grail. That's never happened, so she has no reason to follow that musty old rule. Wow, rule breaker Rin. Rin passes through the front door without ringing the doorbell. She's never been here as a guest. She's only here as a master to eliminate her enemies in the Holy Grail War. Yeah. She searches the manor looking like she's chewing on something bitter. She's here for the Holy Grail War. So there's no need for her to follow the Tosaka Matteau pact. Excuse me. That's what she tells herself, but she can't change who she is. This is the first time I've gone against Father's instructions, she murmurs absently. It isn't particularly remarkable. She might have gone against her father's teachings, but she hasn't broken anything important. You know, considering how money-hungry Rin can be, I could see that. Her only regret is... I'm such a moron. If I was going to break the rules anyway, then I should have done this way sooner. The guilt she's been bearing towards a certain someone for the last 10 years. There are 2 blank areas in the floor plan. Where on the first floor? It starts on the second floor. The stairs are narrow, but they probably lead underground. By the way, Archer, have you noticed? Of course, but it's not a threat to us. I won't concern myself with it if you don't. Our objective is that fiend, Zaukin. She nods at the voice next to her and heads for the hidden passage on the second floor. She can't see him, but the Red Knight is at her side. She brought him along in case of a fight, but her servant appears to be the meticulous sort. He sketched out a mental floor plan after walking around the house just once, and pointed out rooms that seemed to be missing. Reed had a vague sense of it already, but Archer has the ability to grasp the design and structure of objects. It's a specialized ability one would never expect from a knight. Yeah, because he's not a knight. I've been thinking of this for a while, but it's really weird how good you are at that, even though you're an archer. Save the sass for later. It's open. Be careful. It's dark inside. The conversation stops. The wall opens. Damp air wafts from the passage leading underground. It's an unbearable, rotten odor that Archer can even feel without material body. Rin walks down the wet stone steps. Her surroundings are greenish dark. The countless holes in the walls must be to entomb the dead. The bodies in the stone coffins decompose on a road, leaving empty holes for their next occupants. Not so different from above-ground burials, except for one thing. The way those bodies decompose. Here isn't the dirt that breaks the corpses down, but countless squirming insects. So this is the Matteau, the Makiri training ground. She murmurs, feeling dizzy. It isn't because of any feeling of repugnance nor a chill. Anger is what makes her tremble, regret, and vomit. This is a training room. This place is a training room. This rotten, wet room, filled with nothing but death and countless insects, is what the Matteau give their successor. What does one even learn here? The chamber is only for breeding, for feeding, multiplying, and training insects. Then the Matteau must also use insects to educate, discipline, and raise their successors. Just how different is their world from hers? She thinks of her stern, difficult education and of the magic crest engraved in her arm. She isn't comparing the severity of their upbringing as successors. To begin with, no one else has borne struggles and overcome obstacles like she has. Wow! Oh. Reen. Bit of an ego there, methinks. Methinks Reen has a little bit of an ego. I guess pride cometh before the Ooh. These statements are not going to age well for her. Reen Tosaka has without a doubt faced greater challenges and adversity. That's what it means to be recognized as an average one, a mage wielding all 5 great elements, and personally inducted into the Mage Association as a prodigy. Oh, woe is me, I'm a special person. I'm getting special invitations to things. I'm so special. I've overcome so much hardship from being so special. No one has faced as much hardship as me. If she was asked to command this nest of insects, she could have more... Damn, she is so narcissistic. It's the sheer narcissism she's... like, even this statement. If she was asked to command this nest of insects, she could come up with a more effective formula in half a year flat. She could rewrite the magecraft that the Matau hair hasn't even mastered after a decade and a mere... I mean, maybe, but I think Reen needs a bit of a humble pie here. This method of teaching is idiotic. She could only eat her words if you asked her whether she could put up with being a plaything for these... There you go! So she does have some sense of humbleness inside of her. But also that is very much an implication of the darker things of this. The magical addition that takes place here isn't education, it's torture. It's magecraft taught directly to the body, not the brain. There must be a tradition of the Makiri and a preference of the old mage Zaukin. Meaning that whoever is chosen to be the Matau heir undergoes endless torture. Oh, I know. I'm pretty sure that's established in Fate Zero as well. I know, Zaukin isn't here. I don't know if he ran when I got here or if his home base is somewhere else. We don't have any leads anyway, so we don't have to stay. She fights down the urge to scream and leaves the room behind. The girl's footsteps fade into the distance. Later, the insects swarm around the vomit she puked in disgust. Reen returns to the surface. Her business concluded, she heads outside when... I know you're there, don't bother hiding. She called out to the person lurking in another hidden passage in the back of the room. Tosaka, you. I was gonna ignore you and go home, but I've changed my mind. Let's talk, Matau. Glaring hatefully at Reen, he obeys. He clearly showed himself because he's afraid of her. Not because of the threat she poses as a master with a servant. He's simply intimidated by the fierce airs. More narcissism. Although I guess she does have the Ice Queen personality and RBF down. Don't mess with me, I have nothing to say. Besides, the Tosaka aren't supposed to interfere with Matau. What are you even doing here? Oh, but we're schoolmates too. I didn't think it was weird to come over and hang out. Don't make me laugh. You call breaking and entering, then making a mess of things hanging out? I heard you lost your manners ever since your dad died, and I guess it's true. The Tosaka must be pretty stupid if they're resorting to robbery. I mean, true. Very true. He's all bark and no bite. Is that what this looks like? That doesn't sound so bad. There's nothing here to steal. But how about some robbery? Hey, Infinity Lord, welcome to the stream. Happy things. Robbery is when you manhandle anyone you run into after you break in. No, I don't think that's the definition of robbery, Reen. Yeah, I feel like that right now. I think that's just assault. It's obviously a joke, but she isn't smiling. She practically pins Shinji to the wall with her icy glare. You're wrong, idiot. I have nothing to do with him. I'm not working with Sauken. I have no idea what that geezer's been up to this whole time. Are you sure about that? How did you become a master then? Well, hi. Shinji swallows whatever he was about to say, even as Reen urges him to continue. If it's about Sauken, he probably would have spilled his guts right away. Reen Tosaka is dangerous right now. There's no telling what she might do if he says the one wrong word. This sucks. She might be so mad that she actually might try to kill him. You... what? Yeah. But he can't say it. He's as good as dead if he tells her how he became a master. Even if... then I'll answer for you. You're just playing copycat. You're a failure who can't be a mage, so you're hoping to use the Holy Grail to become one. That's your only goal. You're a coward, reaching for something he doesn't even really want, just so he can hide how powerless he is. Bot, go away. Did the bot just double posted? Yeah, I just got a double post from a bot. Interesting. It was a restricted message, but it's weird that it posted twice. It might be completely inconsequential to anyone else. Tosaka, how dare you? Am I wrong? You were born into the Matō family without any magic circuits, but that isn't your fault. The Matō bloodline thinned out long ago. Ever since your family put down roots in this land, they've neglected their original pursuit. But you became obsessed with it. You've got some wild idea in your head about being special, and started begging for something you don't even need. You can't become a mage even if you get magic circuits, yet you cling to the delusion you're entitled to them somehow. You don't know what you're talking about. Screw you! You think I can't be a mage? How do you know that? I know. I can say for a fact that you can't become a mage, even if you have the Holy Grail. You just lack the talent for it. Unlike... oh, Rin. That is like... that is such a brutal burn. That is a... should we call an ambulance? Because I think Shinji needs one after that. Shinji's mouth falls open. He wasn't expecting that name to come up. It's well enough that Rin is his enemy master. He saw that coming. But it's inconceivable she'd even mention Shiro. He's just an amateur. Isn't he just an unworthy mongrel who's not even from a family of mages? It was frustrating enough that he summoned Saber, but why is Rin of all people saying his name? Oh, don't do this to me, Tosaka. Why are you bringing up Emiya? He's stronger than you, and he has an aptitude to be a mage. Shiro Emiya has what Shinji Matō doesn't. Yes, like you, he lacks magical talent, but his greatest quality is indispensable for a mage. He won't let himself lose to anyone. I think we're beyond the point of salt, J6. No amount of salt's gonna save this meal. Greatest? Don't make me laugh, Tosaka. He doesn't have anything I don't. He's got nothing at all. He's just a stray dog who got lucky and made a pact with Saber. I don't know if that's a good voice for Shinji. Is that a good voice for Shinji? I don't know. Shinji stares at Tosaka. His fear seems to have been replaced by his hatred of Shiro. Rin just shrugs and sighs. Fine, you really are hopeless if you still don't get it even after I spelled it out. I thought it'd make you take some responsibility, but you're not even worth the trouble. I'll let you get away this time, so run along to the church before Emiya finishes you off. Rin turns away with an irritated huff. It declares that she's finished here. She no longer considers Shinji an enemy, and leaves the Matō household behind. I'm weaker than Emiya? He repeats the words with nothing but loathing. But Shinji, his back to a wall, can't even see the departing Rin anymore. If he rushes her, she'll kill him for sure. Even Shinji knows the undeniable difference in their power. You bitch! bottomless resentment fills his scream. I might as well. Without turning around, Reen stops and bids farewell to the boy who was the successor to the Matteau. Here's one last lesson for you. To aim beyond for something other than yourself, to reflect on people more than yourself, and to despise yourself more than anyone else. That's the disposition of a mage. No matter how much talent or magic secret someone has, they are heights that will never reach without those qualities. So aim something other than yourself, reflect on other people more than yourself, despite... Are mages really that self-loathing and self-hating? Okay, good to know. I mean, he's actually a mage bloodline. He's not really by blood, nor does he have magic crest. Anti-magic crest was never given to this is what his father did. True. Just because he's adopted does not mean he's not from a proper mage lineage. In fact, I kind of wonder what Shinji's reaction would be if he found out that Shiro was the son of the mage killer. Excuse me. Even though I've thought I've never met anyone who fits all those conditions, it's a contradictory personality you wouldn't have unless you were born broken, or made broken. Shinji, you're the archetype of someone who looks down on others while nursing an inferiority complex for no good reason. You scorn everything around you, yet the people you condescend to you are superior to you. You're trapped by this pointless sense of inferiority. You're empty inside. You're the only one who thinks you're stuck when you're like a balloon, your destination changing whichever way the wind blows. Do you understand yet? A guy like you can't handle being a mage, and no servant will obey you. Whatever happens from here on out doesn't concern Shinji. No matter how much you insist you're a master, you'll never, ever be one. Her footsteps trail off. She leaves Shinji alone in the dark house without sparing him another glance. Shinji slides down the wall. He collapses to the ground like a puppet with its strings cut, his face spasming in laughter. Oh, so that's it? His dry tongue licks the spittle running down his chin. A dry thud echoes in the room. The boy violently slams his head into the wall so hard he might break a bone. So what you're saying is, I won't be good without him around, right? A choked, hollow laugh fills the air. Reen, you just set seaweed on us, man, Reen. God damn it, Reen. Here goes, Sakura. Rock. Paper. Take that. That was a sound. I thrust my fist out. She meets it with an open palm. I played rock while she played paper. Yay, I win. I stare at my hand. I did it again. Why do I always play rock in the first round of rock, paper, scissors? Yeah, that's weird. Shiro Amiya is blades. He should always play scissors. Shiro Amiya should always play scissors. I'll make dinner while you can relax and watch TV. Quite probably. Sakura practically skips to the kitchen. Does cooking dinner by herself make her happy? Fine, we did promise that whoever wins has to cook. I take off my apron and sit down. I don't know how it is in other households, but around here making dinner is apparently a recreational pastime. Not that I feel that way about it, but Sakura wanted to cook by herself. I appreciate the help, of course, but as her upperclassman, I shouldn't take advantage of her. Accordingly, on days like this, when we both have free time, we come up with contests to decide who gets to make dinner. Nothing else to do, guess I'll have some tea. Make myself a cup of tea and absently sit down at the table. Saber's sleeping in my room, and Fujini isn't coming over because of overtime at work or whatever. Sakura and I are the only ones here, and she's cheerfully standing in the kitchen. I unconsciously find myself watching her. She works at a brisk pace, looking like she's enjoying herself. I'm used to seeing her long hair and red ribbon. The way she picks up utensils, the way she firmly takes up the kitchen knife, even if it seems heavy, and sets the cabbage on the cutting board. Kitchen knives aren't that heavy? What size of a kitchen knife does Shiro have that it might be heavy? I mean, a big enough knife might be unwieldy, but heavy? Again! She cuts into it with vigor. She always looks nervous when she first picks up a knife, but then her motions soon become familiar and efficient. I space out while watching her. The sun sets. When Sakura's here, life seems to go by slowly and peacefully. I suddenly realize how precious it is. Once night falls, it's off to war again. I'm only just now beginning to appreciate how important this time is to me. Yeah, I gotta protect Sakura. Maybe? I mean, I don't know how big of a butcher knife is. Like, a cleaver, maybe? I could see that maybe having a little bit of heft to it, but... I don't know what Zauken's scheming, but I won't let him lay a hand on her. I've had so many chances to interact with Sakura lately, and keep getting distracted by how she's changed. Or, I should say, developed. Physically. If I'm being honest, I think I'm starting to fall for her. Starting? Shiro. You fell for her a long time ago, man. Exactly. I mean, that's kind of why I question why he says heavy, so... No, that isn't quite true. I think it must have started to feel this way a while ago. Okay, he's not completely oblivious. Maybe he is learning. I hear her gently humming in the kitchen. It's really the little things like this that are important. As I daydream, I fill my third cup of tea and watch the twilight scene. Time seems to have passed in a leisurely, tender way, as if I'm getting drunk off the tea. True. He is a feminist at times. He has a weird dichotomy, because at times he is one, and yet at times he's a misogynist. Slumber falls over the town. Even though it's just past 10 p.m., it feels like it's 3 in the morning. It must be because of the serial coma incidents. Night falls like a veil over town. The lights go out, and there aren't any people outside. Archer's master unreasonably demanded we find and investigate the shadow. Yeah, we don't have a choice, though. Are you against it, Saber? I told you my position on it this morning. Now, Shiro, what leads do we have? Wandering aimlessly through the town at night could prove counterproductive. Leads. I don't have any proof, but if I had to choose... Ooh. This is a good save point. So we have Ryoto Temple or the park. Huh. Kotomene did make mention of the temple. Kotomene made mention of the temple. So to the temple we shall go. You can't really see my hand extended, can you? Yeah, it just comes off screen. Let's go to Ryoto Temple again. Now that I think back on it, Castor was acting weird back then too. There might be something else to find there. Yes, that mountain brims with an ominous aura. It feels like the most spiritually developed region in this town. It bears investigating regardless of the shadow. Sounds like a plan. Let's go. We head from the yard to the front door. It'll take an hour to get to Ryoto Temple if we hurry. The sooner we leave, the better, but... Saber's looking at the guest house. Her gaze is focused on the room where Sakura is sleeping. I need to speak with you before we head out. Regarding our conversation this morning. About Sakura. Yes, she is too guilty of a conscience. She tends to fixate on immediately redressing her mistakes, instead of considering how to improve in the future. She's referring to their argument last night. She said Sakura was correct in that she shouldn't have to dwell on the matter further. But Sakura insisted that she was wrong and kept apologizing to Saber, which only spurred Saber to apologize back to her. Sakura and Saber. Is Saber worried about how they interpret things differently? What do you mean? She blames herself too much. She cares more about regretting her actions than correcting her mistakes, so she ends up cementing her guilt instead of attempting to restore her honor. For better or worse, she's too severe on herself. Saber looks pained. It's as if the words aren't directed at Sakura, but at herself. I felt it keenly last night. When she's with you, she is special in a way that she isn't at other times. Only when she's with you does she seem free of her guilt. So that's why Saber's worried. She thinks that Sakura needs to have more pride in herself. I see. She is pretty timid. I'll look out for her too. Come to think of it, isn't it good to make a girl of her age constantly... It isn't good to make a girl of her age constantly do house chores. She says that she enjoys just being here, but she should have fun outside the house too. Thanks for caring, Saber. You know, Shiro, it's not good for boys your age to be staying up until 2 in the morning and waking up at 6 in the morning. You need to go to bed, Shiro. Go to bed earlier and sleep in later. I'm really happy to see you think of Sakura, even when she isn't related to the Holy Grail War. Think nothing of it. I can be hard on myself, just as she is. That's why I cannot help but relate to how she feels. Wait, Saber, I'll go with you. We get to the front door together. In a night ruled by silence, we leave the house, taking care not to wake Sakura. I do not do that anymore. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, until a couple of years ago, I was staying up until 1:30 in the morning, but now that's just way too late for me. Especially since I wake up at 7. I get more done going to bed at midnight and waking up at 7:30 than I did before. No, I would not say that. Although, you know what? Hang on, this kind of just occurred to me. So, I do know a little bit about the FGO arcade verse, and I know how they have a comma in FGO arcade verse that is like made comma. Is that sort of a back reference to this, to how much of a maid Sakura tends to act like? If so, that is such a deep reference that I didn't understand until now, and I appreciate the reference even more. Can't help but wonder if that's a reference back to this, but yeah, no, people can do whatever they want. People can do whatever they want. If a guy wants to be a house husband, then they can be a house husband. We climb over the no trespassing fence and enter the temple yard. Since our encounter with Castor, Ryoto Temple is now treated as important evidence in the mass coma case and is closed to the public. That's another good possibility, Janice. That is a good possibility. I don't know off the top of my head, J6. I just know that I've heard of, like, maid comma. ... The air here still feels the same on my skin. It's uncomfortably lukewarm with the smell of ripe fruit. We're going in, Saber. Yes, be careful, Shiro. I know. Tell me right away if you sense danger. Okay, so the event has to be happening soon. I don't remember when it happens, but I guess the movie was very accelerated telling of Heaven's Feel, but I feel like it has to be happening soon. Because it happens at Ryoto Temple, if I remember. We pass through the yard and descend a corridor leading to the inner temple. The hallway is dark and the wooden floors creak with our every step. Nothing feels especially off to me. How about you, Saber? I feel the same, but I'm sure that something is strange about this entire area. Since we stepped foot atop this mountain, we've entered a space governed by a different set of rules. In fact, I would say that our failure to notice anything amiss, despite this abnormal amount of mana in the air itself, strange. Yeah. Okay, let's see what else we can dig up. There's a pond in the back of the temple, plus several buildings. That pond is where somebody died, though. It's said that the pond was once home to a dragon. We might be able to find some clues there, since it's long been considered a holy place. Oh, is about to be home to another dragon, perhaps? We exit the corridor and head for the back of the temple. Suddenly, something throws me from the corridor into the central shrine. I realize Saber did it, and I try to rush back to her side. But Saber slams the door in my face. What do you think you're doing? I pound on the door. The door feels as hard as iron. Maybe Saber used some kind of spell on it. Shiro. She's Saber. Not Castor. Saber. Good gracious, man. Damn it, what the hell? Open the door, Saber. I pound and punch the door, but it doesn't budge. It doesn't even give against a full-body tackle. On the other side of the iron-hard door. Defend yourself, Shiro. The enemy is sure to target you. What enemy? The Shadow? No, it's the worst servant master could hope to face. I'm sorry, but I cannot guarantee your safety on this battlefield. That servant assassin prefers to kill masters first rather than duel other servants. False! I didn't sense anything. No matter how strange the air in Ryoto Temple feels, the servant's aura is on a different level. When a servant materializes itself nearby, it gives off an unmistakably dense aura. Even if it's hiding its aura, there should be no way Saber could fail to sense it. I'm gonna end this in a single strike. Please, stay there. I feel Saber moving away. Her footsteps are faint but firm. Maybe she's closing in on Assassin while fending off its attacks. Damn it, I look around me. I pick up a Kyosaku stick that's handy enough to be a weapon, and immediately start strengthening it. Hurry. I need to use it as a sword to cut the door open. A bad hunch, an irritation I can't quite place starts to overtake my mind. If I leave her here, if I leave Saber alone on this mountain, there's no going back. I have to hurry up and... Uh-oh. The lights go out. No, there was never any lights here to begin with. The moonlight that was illuminating the shrine is snuffed out. Something reeks. It's the odor of rotting meat and the grating buzz of insect wings. It's Zaukin. Zaukin, same difference. I stare into the darkness. Like a moth to the flame, young Amiya brat. He cackles. Somewhere out there I feel the old mage's unmistakable, fiendish aura. I take a stance with my improvised weapon. I'm not afraid of this centuries-old fiend. You know, Shiro, you'd think at some point you would invest in, like, a sword? A proper sword or something to carry with you. The absent Saber's well-being is the only thing on my mind. Interlude! Also, my laptop is being estupido, so I cannot see alerts or the video feed. I don't know if chat is still working right now or not, so I'm pretty sure the stream is still up and running, though. I'm gonna check that real quick. Yeah, I'm not dropping any frames or anything, so stream is still up and running, but... Okay, I just saw you say chat is fine, but... Yeah, it's weird. I just can't see it all, so... Don't redeem any points, then, right now, because I won't be able to see them if I need to. She dashes down the corridor, chasing the skull mask. Excuse me. The distance between them closes from 18 meters to a mere 5. Saber is close enough to cleave her enemy in two with a single step. But the enemy knows that too. If she closes in, he throws daggers to prevent her from finishing the fight. If she doesn't close in, that gives him a chance to retreat. The skull doesn't sprint with gale-like speed the way Saber does, but retreats with bestial agility. He slips through the narrow corridors with ease, navigating tight turns without losing speed. Does he have eyes in the back of his head, or is his back to the mask he turns towards Saber? Or is his back the mask he turns towards Saber when he faces her down? I don't get that. That's a weird sentence statement. Assassin. The skull-masked servant evades Saber's pursuit, keeping her neither too close nor too far, like a road mirage. Sparks fly. 3 daggers are hurled without any movement, telegraphing their flight. Yet they fail to touch Saber. Saber has some resistance to projectile attacks, just like Lancer did. Compared to Lancer, who predicts their trajectories using air currents, sounds, and his opponent's hostile intent, Saber predicts the attacks using air current sounds and her intuition. Invisible attacks are not particularly threatening to heroic spirits. They operate on a level beyond that, killing each other with decisive attacks that may be understood, but not prevented. To continue this example, Lancer's spear is worthy of a heroic spirit's noble phantasm. It is a weapon that pierces the heart without fail. Even if its identity is known, it cannot be blocked. Okay, that's fair, Jake. That is fair. The only way to defend against that demonic spear would be to erect a brute barrier of magical energy exceeding that of the spear, or to have an incredibly high luck stat. To possess luck so auspicious it bends the destiny-fixing effect of the spear, or to prevent Lancer from using the spear to begin with. Compared to that, Assassin's dirks are easily managed. They are lethal if they strike a vital point, but the fact that they can be simply blocked makes them a little different than pebbles. Assassin has thrown more than 40 dirks. The robed killer finally stops, his ammunition exhausted. His pursuer skids to a halt as well. Her enemy, who had kept her at a distance, suddenly stopped. She can feel the sinister aura plainly emanating from Assassin. This is no time for a foolhardy charge. Do you accept your fate, Assassin? Saber takes a slight step back, despite knowing that the best tactical choice would be to cut him down here. I must not advance any further. Her intuition, which kept her alive for so many years, broadcasts a warning with maximum urgency. Do not advance. Do not approach the gloom. Indeed, I have, Saber. I'm out of ammunition. And I'm prepared to die to a single stroke of your sword. But why do you not approach? Saber does not answer, but she slightly raises the tip of her sword. It points at her enemy. 7 meters separate them now. It would take her 2 steps to reach him. It is a range that requires a swordsman like Saber to advance. Furthermore, she has a hidden weapon she can only use once, for which range is not even consideration. Assassin's black cloak flutters. He does not know where the breeze stirring it is coming from. Nothing to say to me? Suit yourself, I speak as I please. The clarity of Assassin's voice belies his appearance. It resembles someone, the spearman chief before perhaps. Saber narrows her eyes. But I'm impressed you fended them all off, eyeing so that they would not be seen, but you saw them nonetheless. I didn't see them directly, but I can read their trajectories. I'd not wield this blade if I feared the unseen. The skull chuckles in agreement. What use is throwing black painted daggers at someone who wields an invisible sword? Assassin keeps laughing, appreciating the clear difference in the 2 heroic spirits' calibers and the gap in their noble phantasms' capabilities. I was never a threat to begin with. In the end, I'm a mere assassin who cannot stand toe-to-toe with an upstanding heroic spirit. We lurk in the shadows. No heroic spirit exists to be chosen for such a role. That's all we can do is assassinate. We assassins are failed imitations of heroic spirits who only kill mortal masters, not servants. Except for the Grand Master of my order, you know. If he were here, whoo, it would be a different story. Press the wrong spacebar. Thus I only have one target. Do you understand now, Saber? Everything I've done has been for the sake of killing your master. The very same. My lord is entertaining yours. In drawing me away from him, you left him to become worm food unless you hurry back soon. Saber's sword flashes into brilliance. Or rather, she reveals the golden radiance it always had. Ah, so you use a wind charm to conceal the blade. I see now. That gale force could strike me even from there. You don't need to risk yourself by closing in. The black cloak sinks down. It turns out the prey he lured has a ranged weapon of its own. King Hassan. No stratagem or calculation can help him now. If Saber means to cut him from afar, then all Assassin can do is attempt to disrupt her up close. Our positions are reversed, Assassin. Will you meet this barrier of the Wind King? Wicked woman, inviting me to jump into a horde of locusts, and yet the dragon is about to unleash its breath. What a dilemma. The skull mask reaches the ground. Crouching low, he resembles a crawling spider. The vacuum vortex of compressed air is about to be unleashed on Assassin. It would be insane to face it. Does he really expect to endure that lethal tempest by curling up on the ground? Clearly this will be our final exchange. Allow me to say something first, Saber. You claimed you could beat me in a duel. Saber raises her sword. She won't let him stall for an escape with words. Her eyes are locked onto Assassin. Even if he attempts spatial teleportation, she can finish him off before he moves. That's why you separated me from him. It was the right decision to protect your master. She's raised her sword as high as it will go. All she has to do is let it fall. Assassin sinks even lower to the ground. But how will you protect yourself, I wonder? He asks a question. To that? I must go. Goodbye, Assassin. Saber answers with her sword. The duel is decided. Like a divine dragon, the vortex of air swallows corridor and skull both, snaking through the temple in a violent tumult. There's no blocking or dodging it. As with Lancer's spear, the only way to stop Saber's invisible air is by overcoming it with sheer magical energy. Assassin's magical energy can't even compare to Saber's. The only way he could have stopped the attack is by stopping Saber from unleashing it. But it's too late to stop the released Tempest. The black cloak is sure to be cut to ribbons within seconds of her sword stroke. A vortex of death descends upon him. But in the midst of that vacuum wave, God is great. Assassin cries out an exultant laugh and charges. An attack aimed at her neck. Protection from the winds, baby. As Saber instantly parries it, the black cloak slips over her head and drops behind her. Damn you. With godlike speed, Saber spins to attack him, but Assassin is no longer there, having leapt out of range at the same time. The ominous presence she's been feeling now covers the ground beneath her feet. It seems you're unlucky on two fronts, Saber. The shadow spreads. Its muddy corruption taints her silver armor. The first is a matter of compatibility. Those who traverse the desert always call upon a Jin's charm to ward off the wind. It is the only magecraft I know how to invoke. The corridors plunged into darkness. Pale moonlight fails to illuminate the shadows as her consciousness fades. She sees it. You. That's right, Saber. Your second misfortune was choosing to fight here. You should have noticed what vile creature was lurking here. She can't even hear Assassin's voice. In a few more seconds, she will disappear. The shadow consumes servants. Her body screams in revulsion, even as her thoughts fade. It doesn't matter if it's a futile gesture. She'll spend every last drop of her magical energy if that's what it takes to break out of this bind. Frickin' gnat. The shadow still only covers her feet. If she fights against it at maximum output, she can break free. Even if she loses most of her energy in the part of her taken by the shadow, at least she can escape. And yet... Now that won't do. You'll disappear here, Saber. The shadow isn't her only foe. The Skull had been watching this effort play out like a spectator, but he's still a grim reaper here to bring death. You planned this. You said you would win in a duel. That's certainly true. But you're alone while I have two on my side. All I had to do was make you lower your guard. The shadow encroaches further. Her very existence begins to decay, starting at her feet. She's lost sensation from her toes to her thighs, her legs becoming both part of this world and not part of it. The servant cannot resist that. That's doubly true for a proper heroic spirit like you. Even a relatively similar being like me will have its magical energy robbed with a touch. For one as pure as you, it's a mere touch is enough to lose your sanity. Thing is she's not a proper servant, though. She is technically still alive. Still, it would be a waste to have you disappear. I would fail to fulfill my goal. I will have your heart. And how will you do that? Is that so strange? Do you think I have no way to kill you just because I'm out of daggers and cannot approach the shadow? Murderous intent emanates from the skull. Assassin's magical energy, which felt so feeble so far, concentrates in his right arm. His right arm is a club, a misshapen thing without even a hand that doesn't even function as an arm. All it can do is dumbly strike his opponents. It cannot even hold his daggers. Now, it warps. Bones bend and break. The skull's arm explodes upwards like an abominable wing. What a bizarre sight. What a long, massive arm. where another arm would end in a fist that is only his elbow. It bends into a grotesque forearm and hand that seems sewn into his shoulder. Saber's thoughts freeze. It can reach her. That arm is long enough to reach her. Once it does, it is sure to gouge out her heart. Before she can even tremble, his arm flutters. The cursed arm is thrust at her like a spear. There is a sound of flesh being sliced, and a gout of fresh blood. Red liquid splashes the floor and speckles the black shadow. A shrill cackle escapes the skull mask. His outstretched arm is coated in crimson. Its deed done, it quickly retracts back towards Assassin. He's lost his monstrous arm. Damn you, why won't you just die? She lowers her sword. Assassin's cursed arm never reached Saber. She repelled the curse before it could extract a mere image of her heart. Assassin's noble phantasm cannot defeat Saber, even in these dire straits. No. Having survived Lancer's causality reversing spear, she won't let herself die to such a vulgar curse. But that was the last resistance she can offer. All the power she built up to resist the shadow was spent in this final defense. She has no strength left to struggle with, and even if she did, it would be too late. The sinister aura she's felt this entire time is now emanating from her very self. The shadow devours her feet and reaches for her waist. Not even moonlight can escape its hunger, and now it has become her. It's too late to do anything. The shadow creeps upward. It clouds over the silver-clad swordswoman's vision. I'm sorry, Shiro. She gasps as if craving oxygen, and sinks into the murky swamp. Why didn't she just throw Excalibur? Like, I mean, at the very least, then Excalibur would not be absorbed. Zalkin stands there, looking just as he did the night before. He looks completely intact, even after Archer cut him in two. The old mage, waiting only for death to claim him, laughs, as if the other night's events were all a dream. His methods are a mystery, but if he's truly recovered, then they must be in the realm of restoration, not just healing. You cannot accomplish this by just healing a wound. It's grand magecraft which returns a lost body from nothing to its original form. Does that mean he's immortal? What do you expect to accomplish by swinging a stick, boy? Dot dot dot. I face down Zalkin with a strengthened stick. I can't get any closer to him, nor can I run away to join Saber. If he's immortal, then there's nothing I can do against him with a stick. Will you attack me or go after your servant? Either way, nothing will happen until you move your feet. Insects squirm and chitter all around the old mage. I mean, Excalibur is a special sword, though, so who knows? No, not just around him. I can see the shadows moving, blocking the moonlight. Bugs. I know what they are, even if I can't see them. The darkness is a disgusting horde of insects. Darker than black, they fill all four corners of the shrine room, covering every wall. Excuse me. The room is completely overrun by bugs teeming over the walls, and the stench of rotten meat. Why do you hesitate? You are the ones who disemboweled me the other day. Didn't you join forces with the Tosaka girl to defeat me? The insect-wielding Zalkin is clearly enjoying this. Obviously, I can't do a damn thing about the swarm of insects with a stick. Zalkin only needs to give the order to drown me in a sea of bugs. No. Maybe. If I run outside as fast as I can, I may be able to break out of this desperate situation. There's a lot of them, but they're just bugs. You know, Shiro, I'm pretty sure you still have some command spells that you could, you know, by the power of my command spell, Saber, get your butt in here. If Shiro just remembered he had command spells, how much grief would be missed on this night? I doubt they can take out a whole human, and I doubt they can take a whole human in a matter of seconds. Whatever you do, I can wait. Will you believe in Saber and wait for her to return? Kill me with that weapon, or break past my worms and run outside. The choice is yours. Sounds like he doesn't intend to let me get away. The longer we drag this out the steering match, the more bugs gather. Then I'll... Okay, Shiro is not a dum-dum. Trust Saber and wait. That sounds like the bad idea. Both of these honestly feel like bad ends. They both feel like bad ends, but we know this one doesn't work. So I feel like something happens there, but these two definitely feel like bad ends. Maybe not. Maybe this one is not, though, because trusting in Saber would imply waiting and then he'll see the command spells disappear, perhaps. So, middle route bad end? I think so. It's clear the longer I wait, the greater my disadvantage will become. That means I should escape these dire streets while I still can move. I'll charge in and cut the old mage down before the bugs surround me on all sides can crawl my body. 'Cause Shiro's got that confidence. It doesn't feel like I got him. My diagonal slash slices easily through him like a tomato, and the pieces fall to the floor. I see, you're very decisive, boy. Hesitation is defeat, after all. The fallen pieces of the old mage laugh at me. The Kyosku stick rots and crumbles in my hands. He got me. The old devil gave up his body to destroy my strength and stick. Oh no, my stick! You're cornered. In your passion, you lost your only weapon. Young ones are always so impatient. I run. Bugs squish and crunch under my feet as I move. I feel death closing in from behind. And in a desperate bid to avoid the buzzing wave of insects, I throw my shoulder against one of the dark walls leading outside. I got out. I roll out of the room, preserving my momentum. The bugs don't follow me. In my dazed sprint to escape the shrine, I end up on the opposite side of the temple yard. I feel pain through my body. Maybe I hit something when I fell out of the building. So what? More importantly, right now, I need to find Saber as soon as possible. Maybe this was a good choice. A feeling of dread hangs over me. The anxiety gets worse and worse. I need to see her face soon, or... Water ripples. Sensing danger, I leap away from it. The moist ground lets go of my feet. But I only manage to jump back briefly. Dull pain. Something feels wrong with my heels and I look down. Nope, never mind. They're all red. When I jumped, both of my feet fell. Damn. Those things back there. When I escaped the shrine room, I trampled on countless bugs. I recall how my strength and stick rotted away when I used it to cut Zalkin's body. It stands to reason that my feet, which stepped on those same bugs, would meet the same fate. On my hands and knees, I try to escape the bog on the remaining stumps of my feet. So close, boy. Your decision wasn't wrong, but you lacked the power to back it up. The insect user's voice resonates. The ground is muddy. Spiders have always lived in wet places. Now I have Saber. Such a pity. You've lost the only reason for me to keep you alive. More insects I've never seen flutter down. They nibble at my flesh, burrow into my muscles, and inject me with venom hundreds of times, dissolving my bones. I'm forced to endure chilling pain worse than hell itself until my consciousness finally expires. Well, that was very poignant and quick. I mean, from our perspective, I'm sure Shiro suffered a lot there. What is with the constant waterfall scene? I gotta wonder. Is it just to set the tone? Welcome! It's the Tiger Dojo you all know and love, here to save Shiro from getting himself deaded thanks to the slightest mistakes. This time you reached a dead end because you made a wrong choice. I won't get into the details, so just go back to the last decision and pick a different. Stop that there, trespassing scum. Look who's back. How dare you try to hijack this establishment? What do you think you're doing the moment I step away, disciple number 1? Now, I thought I filled in without missing a beat, but you saw it coming. You got some nerve, Gym Shorts. What are you doing here anyway? I thought you couldn't come to the dojo because you're busy in the main story. Well, power balance is shifting in a way I didn't really expect, plus I thought you'd be lonely without me. And, my pride is in shambles. Please, Master, let your student back into the fold. Absolutely not. Go freeze out in the cold, Gym Shorts. Yay, that's why I hate you, Taiga. I'm not to resort to brute force. Just you wait. Next time I'll conquer this place with sheer power. Bring it on, you little devil. I'm looking forward to whatever you can pull off without any magecraft. Ha. I think you can pull off quite a bit. Alright, let's try using a command spell. Should I try using a command spell? I don't think Saber would lose to Assassin, but this situation is too unfavorable. This is that old fiend we're talking here. It's too dangerous to let Saber fight alone. So you've managed to rein in that clumsy bloodlust. You must be scheming something. His chuckle is condescending. It's a laugh that says he'll let me try anything I want since it's all child's play. Fine, go ahead and laugh. If command spells are supposed to respond to my wishes, then I'll use as many as it takes to call Saber back. Without taking my eyes off the shadows before me, I focus my will on my left hand. I give one simple order. I call Saber back to my side immediately. He notices too late. My left hand blazes with warmth, releasing its compressed magical energy in response to its master's wishes. Wow, that took all 3 command spells, and loses its color right after a brief moment of pain. Huh? I wish it only failed. I'd like to believe that I used it wrong, because I don't know how it works. Looks like it's over. That gave me quite the fright. It must have taken 10 years off my life. His laughter grates on my ears. By Mercs. What do you mean by Mercs? Far away I hear wind howling like a death cry. My left hand throbs in pain. The back of my hand is tingling. It hurts where the command spells are, almost like I'm bleeding there. It can't be. I feel awful dread. I feel awful dread. The pain in my left hand, the howling wind gone silent, the old insect-wielding mage laughter filling the room with his bloodlust. No, it's cold, hard reality. If you're her master, you should be able to tell that your servant is gone from this world. My mind is paralyzed. My vision freezes. What is he talking about? What are you so shocked for? Saber's quite dead. Ah, Elliot taking on the world of Magecraft. Gotcha. Fair bit of delay on your end? Possibly. I mean, that did only happen a couple minutes ago, so... That's bullshit, right? My left hand hurts. It really hurts, but my command spells are still there. They're growing fainter by the second, like they're about to fade, but they aren't gone yet. And Saber still has to be out there, ready to come to me right now. Don't you... Let's put an end to this. The Tosaka girl still has potential, but I have no further use for you. Die in my holy land along with your servant. Bullshit me, motherfucker! I run. I charge at the enemy before me, trying to shake off the pain in my left hand and the horrible dread. I step towards Zauken and swing the stick with all my strength. I aim for a vertical slash from skull to groin. He does a different slash this time! But something repels it, immediately sending me flying backward. My back slams into a wall. I can't breathe, like someone punched the wind out of me. My back feels numb where it hit the wall, like when you get too close to a fire. I hear bugs near my ears. The bugs coating the walls moved so they wouldn't be crushed when I hit it. Even their chittering seems to taunt me. You made it back in time, Assassin. I'll let you dispose of the boy. It should be an easy job compared to Saber, so take your time and enjoy it. Zauken disappears. In the darkness where he lurked, a white skull snickers at me. So that's the assassin's servant. He's a black-robed killer with a white mask that suits Zauken well. Hey, new data! Dirk. The dagger used by a skull-masked assassin is a weapon not designed as slashing, but for throwing projectiles. Also, gotta love how few weapons Shiro has in his thing here. He has all the servants, at least. Get an actual profile of him. Good agility. But presence concealment A+. Yep, no Kanchu and Bakuya. Protection against wind, Islamic blessing to ward off typhoons. Throw... oh, that's funny. Gotta love. Throw dagger. Like, a skill to throw daggers. That's... I still find that hilarious. But it's only... So rank B is to throw daggers like bullets. What would rank A be? Like... What is... How can you... What kind of projectile is faster than a bullet? And subbing me on delusional heartbeat. Yep. I mean, nah. We don't need throw frisbee. He's going to kill me. My left hand hurts. I can barely think. My heartbeat reaches a fever pitch, realizing these are my last moments. Assassin hurls lethal weapons at my groin, throat, heart, and stomach, and I have no idea. Okay. Throat, heart, and stomach I can understand, but I feel like him going for the groin is just rubbing salt in the wound. You don't need to go for that, assassin. Silver light repels the incoming attacks. A blade bats aside all 4 daggers that were about to kill me. I mean, when your throat and heart are pierced at the same time as your stomach, I don't think you're going to be feeling much pain for too long. And if they're being thrown like bullets, that dagger is going to go straight through the chest and the throat, leaving gaping wounds in their place. Only one person could have done that. My left hand still hurts. My command spells aren't gone yet. That means... Did you fail to finish her, you fool? I look up. Someone appears as if to protect me from the white-masked servant, but it's... Huh? Huh? Another servant in dark clothes like assassin. There's no doubt about it. That's Shinji's servant Ryder. Why is she here helping me? You would dare disobey me? Damn it, they mean nothing to me. Assassin, kill all who would stand in my way. The skull answers Zaukin's shout. Her long hair traces through the air. Ryder wordlessly turns toward Assassin. Excuse me. Hey, we get a battle pose for a Ryder now. Facing the rain of daggers he unleashes. I cannot follow the daggers with my eyes. The skull mask bounds and scrambles around the cramped shrine room. As soon as I spot him on the walls, he's on the ceiling, then the floor, throwing one dagger after another. They come from every direction without end, giving the target no chance to block or evade them all. In the blink of an eye, the volley of daggers lines the floor like a sharp forest. Ryder can't deal with that. I've seen her move when she fought Saber. Assassin's assault was probably fierce enough to keep Saber at bay. But she beat Ryder in a single blow, so Ryder has no chance. The White Skull hurls a merciless barrage of darts. But then I notice something like frustration behind his attacks. By the time I realize what's wrong, the difference in power is already clear. They aren't hitting her. Not a single one of the dozens of daggers from the shadows even scratches Ryder. Damn you! The voice comes from the ceiling. Assassin glares hatefully at his foe. Maybe he ran out of daggers. There. Hey, we get the iconic pose! Is a gigantic snake. I don't believe it. That many daggers. Ryder evaded them all with pure speed. It's not like when she saved me moments earlier. She simply raced around the ground as if to declare that she didn't even need to block the daggers or defend herself. Or are you playing at Assassin? There's no need to show mercy against my grandchild's servant. Hurry up and take care of this. I can't do that. She's different than before. Assassin eyes Ruler dubiously from the ceiling. Ryder's different from the servant I witnessed before. The magical energy in her body and the sheer physical prowess are on a totally different level. She might not be as strong as Saber, but she's clearly superior to Assassin. How? Ryder doesn't answer. She just crouches low. Just as I realize the posture of a predator about to pounce on its prey. Ryder flies upward at the ceiling while Assassin leaps at the ground and they cross blades. Right in the shoulder. Both fighters clash their daggers and land facing away from each other. Ryder is unharmed, meanwhile Assassin's shoulder is skewered by one of her daggers. Fool. Assassin attempts to pull out the dagger at his shoulder. How? He only has one hand, and it's like, I guess you can do it, like, it would be very awkward to pull something embedded in your shoulder with the same arm that it's embedded into, but it's possible. I guess, no, he's got a mask on. He can't take off his mask. Before he can, a metallic sound of chains rings out, and Ryder uses her chains to bodily swing Assassin around. Hey! He's become an improvised weapon. The skull shrieks in pain. Ryder just keeps spinning him around mercilessly, like she's swinging a ball and chain. Assassin flails through the room helplessly, crashing through walls, his arms and legs bending at wrong angles with each impact. This is brutal. Well, watch it. I duck to avoid the whirling man tornado. I don't think it's viable right now. And if it is still embedded despite this treatment, I don't think it's coming out with just your neck strength. It can't be described as merely powerful or violent. After spinning him around as she pleases, she lets the centrifugal force carry him and lets go. It's like throwing a sledgehammer. Assassin, his bones shattered, is thrown through the last wall head first. And goes flying. Servant updated. No, not that one. Wait. Okay, so both of these might... no, it's hard to say. I wanted Servant. Ryder. Monstrous Strength B. Can amplify one's physical strength temporarily. Attack characteristic that only demons and beasts have. Increase one's physical strength by 1 rank while using it. The duration depends on the rank of monstrous strength. And she already has a natural C, so she gets up to B rank strength. That puts her at the Coup levels of strength, at Saber levels of physical strength. But, yeah, nowhere near Herc's, though. The skull-masked servant is tossed out of the temple yard like a piece of trash, bounces off the ground a few times, splattering blood everywhere, and finally rolls to a stop at the mount gate. Damn! Wow. That was brutal. I know by now that servants don't die that easily, but he probably can't fight anymore. You fool. Zaugen's presence fades. Sensing the tables turning, the old mage departs with harsh words for Ryder. And the bugs that were covering the corners of the room leave with their master. So we're gonna get an explanation here, Ryder, or no? The pain where Assassin punched me in the stomach brings me back to my senses. Ryder and I are the only ones left in the shrine room. I take a deep breath to calm myself down. After a moment, I realize that only my stomach and back are hurting. I know what that means now, even without thinking about it. I push through my dizziness and head for the corridor. Wait, it's dangerous to go alone. You. Ryder doesn't seem to mean me any harm. She was really here to save me. Why did you save me? I'm almost finished, but I don't care at this point. Right now, I want to... You're Shinji's servant. Why would you help me? I want to go to her. Why am I taking this detour? I was commanded to not let you die. I simply followed my master's orders. I see. Whatever. I don't believe it, but if that's her answer, then fine. Never mind that. I need to hurry. New poses for Ryder! I know with one glance what I'm going to find. The corridor is silent. It's half destroyed, torn apart as if a tornado went through. By the only intact portion of the floor, I find a red stain. It's smaller than the palm of my hand, and I don't know who the blood belongs to. But as soon as I see it, I feel my legs go weak, and I drop to my knees. I touch the red stain. The blood is dry, and it doesn't stick to my fingers. It seems to declare she's well and truly gone. My duty is to protect you, Shiro. How many times have I heard those words? They were promising, yet anxious. She always put me first. Never once did she talk about protecting herself. I scratch at the bloodstain. Saber fought and died. Here. That's what war is. I've known from the moment we made our pact that people would die in this battle. I offered her my hand with that in mind, and she took it. She was a girl smaller than me who protected me. When I decided to go after the Black Shadow instead of the Holy Grail, she swallowed her dread and went along with my decision. And this is the result. I lost her. I'm no longer a master, and I'm back to being the half-baked hero I was before. I'm all alone with no way to fight. But I still have something to do. I need to go. I touch the bloodstain one last time. This is farewell. It's funny, because I'm pretty sure that is probably Assassin's blood. Because Saber did not take a wound. She cut off Assassin's arm, so he's getting all mopey and reminiscing over dried Assassin blood. That's just kind of funny. I lift my hand away without a bow or word of thanks. The pain in my left hand is gone. The moment I acknowledged Saber's death and said goodbye, my command spells disappeared without a trace. Command spells won't disappear just because the servant is gone. They go away when a mage is no longer qualified to be a master. So I have no idea what happened here tonight. All I know for certain is one thing. In this moment, I lost Saber and the right to be a master. He's just assuming. He's being misogynistic again. He thinks that because Saber is gone, that she went down bleeding. Now that she did some damage to Assassin. Oh no, Saber lost? That means she didn't inflict a single wound on Assassin. I leave Ryoto Temple. My stomach and back feel like big injuries, but right now, I don't care about physical discomfort. I'll escort you home. It's dangerous to walk alone at night, even if the enemy is gone. Ah, hang on. Damn fly. Think I might have got it. They're all comatose, I believe, was said. I stop, surprised. The way Ryder is acting is just too unexpected. I don't get it. Did your master order that too? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was said that they were all rendered comatose. No, I received no such orders. I'm acting on my personal feelings. I simply thought it was the best thing to do. Alright, I can believe that, but I'll pass on the escort. We're enemies. You don't need to go out of your way for me. Enemies? Do you still intend to fight me then? You, not even a mage, and without Saber? I don't answer. I still haven't said anything about fighting and forfeiting the war. I see. Very well then. Take care on the way home. Ryder's long hair flutters. She heads for the mountain gate ahead of me. Even to me, she looks hopelessly defenseless from behind. That's Reen, Shiro. Reen is hopelessly defenseless from behind. Thanks. I blurted out something I forgot to say. Huh? She turns around, surprise plain on her face. It's embarrassing to have her look at me like that, but I have to express my gratitude. What did you just say? Because she'll hear me, after all. I feel uncomfortable staring her in the eye. Shiro! What eyes does Shiro think he's looking at there? Because, I mean... there is multiple ways that statement could be interpreted, although that might only be in America, so maybe not. I said thank you. I would have died if you didn't save me. As you can see, I have nothing to pay you back with, so it wouldn't be right unless I thanked you. You need not concern yourself with it. I only followed my master's orders. Those same orders could change and tell me to kill you on a moment's notice. Ryder answers in a cold voice and disappears through the gate. That's why I told you not to go out of your way. I walk out the temple alone. I think about why she came to save me later. It'll take an hour to get home. I only have 1 hour to get over the fact that she should be here with me. Poor, poor Shiro. He's a sad boy now. The light's on. Arrive at my house. It's well past 1 a.m. A brief coughing fit makes me cover my mouth, and I notice a little blood on my hand. It still hurts where Assassin punched me, and my back stings where it hit the wall. I don't know what the internal damage is like, but my back is probably bruised. Before I would heal from light injuries right away, but now they don't heal at all. Right, I'm back to normal. My pact with Saber let me heal from all injuries on my own. That's gone now. Even a small wound could prove fatal. Someone calls to me. Sakura's standing in the hallway just past the front door. Sakura, what's wrong? It's the middle of the night. Did I wake you? I'm up late because I couldn't fall asleep. I saw your shoes were gone, so I wondered if you went out. Yeah, I just went out for a walk. Alright, the lights were on when I got back. Has she been here this whole time? Were you just waiting here the whole time? No, I wasn't. She followed, technically. I needed to use the bathroom and happened to pass by the entrance. She was definitely waiting for me. It's been just under 3 hours since Saber and I set out. Maybe she noticed me leaving right away and waited here the entire time. Anyway, Senpai, would you like some tea? I know it's late, but I think you'll feel better if you can relax with some warm tea. My eyes widen. Suddenly, she's uncharacteristically forceful. I must be in pretty bad shape if she's this worried about me. Yeah, thanks. It's good to be back. Sorry for going out without telling you. I take off my shoes and go inside. I keep a hand on my hurting stomach and head for the living room. She steps in front of me. Welcome home, Senpai. She replies, sounding somehow relieved. So she's relieved because both Shiro made it home, but also because Shiro made it home alone, is my guess. Ow. I jump up from the seat cushioning my butt is on. The antiseptic is drenching my back hurts something fierce. It even makes a sizzling sound, making me feel like I'm being roasted over coals. That hurts, Sakura. I don't need the antiseptic, so just dress the wounds with gauze. I can't do that. Your back is all red, so I have to disinfect it. Of course it hurts. With injuries that bad, you just hold on a little longer. Excuse me. Ow. I wonder if she's this tough on injured people thanks to the Kyoto Club or Fujini. Does it hurt anywhere else, Senpai? No, I only got hurt on my back and stomach. That's all. Okay then, I'll just tape some gauze over it. Sakura wields the first aid kit with practiced efficiency. Her face is stern as she works and I don't feel like I can interrupt her. Now then, if you're wondering how this happened, it's because I accidentally threw up the tea as soon as it hit my stomach. I planned on hiding it, but Sakura found out. Then she petted until I confessed I got injured and now she's treating my wounds. Of course she wasn't this aggressive as soon as I got home. Your stomach got injured? When I showed Sakura my abdomen, she blushed so furiously she couldn't even begin to render it first aid. Are you sure, Sakura? I can do it myself. You don't have to make yourself do that. Plus my back is worse. It's okay. I'll do it. Please, let me. She became so flustered that I was worried she would swoon before she could even treat my back. Senpai, please take off your shirt. I didn't want to stop her when she's trying so hard, and I couldn't have treated my back on my own. So with all that in mind, I took off my shirt and let her work on my back. My back is scratched all over, and for a while, she doesn't do anything. After staring at each other for a few minutes, she gulped and announced she'd start giving me first aid. That was 20 minutes ago. It's now past 2 in the morning. Her diligent care is almost finished. There, I'm done. Brought you a new shirt, so go ahead and put it on. Now you're finished already? Thanks, Sakura. No, thank you for your patience. Hey, he is the patient, though. I put on a fresh shirt and take a deep breath. I can't do much about the bruise on my stomach, but my back pain feels a little better. I'll sleep on my stomach tonight. Hopefully it won't hurt as much tomorrow. I better get to bed then. Sorry for making you stay up so late. No, it wasn't any trouble, but... She looks down. Looks like she wants to say something, but can't. Did something happen while I was gone? Senpai, did Saber go home? I go dizzy for a second. Did she go home? Hearing it out loud from someone else finally drives the hammer home. Yeah, something urgent came up, so she had to leave. She won't be coming back. I push through the dizziness, steadying my breathing and calmly answer. She has doubts, I'm sure. Saber was just here 4 hours ago, so she must think something happened. So I need to be calmer than anyone and act like everything's fine. She was talking about you earlier tonight. Said you were too hard on yourself and you should lighten up. She did? We just made up. So I'm sorry I couldn't say goodbye. That's the yandere talking. I can't even nod. She disappeared before she could say farewell to anyone. It pains my heart so much I want to throw up. For only 6 days we worked together. For only 6 days we were partners. For only 6 days she swore to be my sword, and how did I repay her? I'm glad to hear that. You've been getting hurt since she arrived. Now everything can go back to normal. Huh? Isn't that right? I won't ask what you've been up to, but you were going out at night for her, weren't you? Now that she's gone home, you won't have to be in danger anymore. No, she might be gone, but I'm still going out on my nighttime walks. I wasn't going with her. I asked her to come with me. I stand up. I feel less tense now that the first aid is finished. I suddenly feel sleepy. Senpai. Good night, Sakura. About that, I'm probably going to be out of the house from tomorrow, so make yourself at home like always. Make sure you get enough sleep and don't worry about me coming home late. I don't want you waiting in the entrance all night again. Okay. Good night, Senpai. Man, Shiro's being cold. I can rest my body now. I didn't notice before, but I'm seriously exhausted. Just laying down on my stomach is enough to make my body and mind sleepy. Before I pass out, I stare into the dark, hardening my resolve. What defeated Saber? What am I supposed to fight? I need to get that through my head, right now. The memory makes my chest creak. I tremble slightly, feeling a feeling of frustration that goes beyond anger or fear. I feel like my heart's going to break. Who? I have to fight. That shadow. That thing out there is indiscriminately attacking people. That black shape that even Saber and Archer were afraid of. I didn't see it happen, but I'm pretty sure of it. Saber lost to that thing. Assassin couldn't have beaten her. If anything back there could have defeated her, it had to have been that shadow. I'll defeat that thing and that beats Saber. It isn't my only enemy. I need to deal with Zauken and Assassin too. Zauken said he had no more use for me since I was no longer a master. But as long as I fight in the Holy Grail War and pursue the shadow, Zauken is sure to appear. My body trembles. Saber isn't here anymore. Without her miraculous healing, I only have my half-baked magecraft to protect me. I know how foolish and suicidal that is. But I've decided to fight. I'm gonna be a man who does what's right. I lost Saber to do that. That's why I've been following in Kiritsugu's footsteps ever since the fire. The only choice I have is to stop this war, so that the tragedy can never happen again. And that's why this is the last night I'm allowed to tremble like this. In the morning, once my injuries have healed, I have to become a stronger version of myself that she would be proud of. Well, Shiro, you can dwell on that thought for... Oh, I was going to say a while, but looks like we got an interlude before we're fully ending day 8, so I'm not going to do my sign-off just yet. There is an interlude. Sakura. The girl returns to her bedroom. She goes to her bed with heavy steps and sits down, limply. Senpai's hurt so badly, and he's still... She doesn't know what happened. She just knows that the boy left and came back a few hours later looking haggard and covered in wounds. The blonde girl who suddenly appeared in the house a few days ago didn't return with him. From this alone, it's clear that something irrevocable has happened. The boy is hiding something, and as a result, the blonde girl didn't come back. But that doesn't matter. She doesn't care about that at all. As long as the boy is back safe, then she doesn't need to know what happened. Nothing could make her happier than Shiro Emiya coming home to her. Wait, was it this cold today? She feels a chill and touches her cheek. It's hot. Her whole body feels hot, and she feels like she might faint if she doesn't concentrate. It must be a cold again. That's unusual, since she doesn't usually catch colds, but she was waiting at the door for almost 3 hours. Sluggishly, she turns off the lights. Too tired to even change out of her clothes, she collapses into bed. It's okay. Compared to what Senpai's going through, this is nothing. Laying face down, the girl thinks back to the scene only a few minutes ago. His back looked like someone worked it over with a cheese grater. His stomach was bruised black as if struck by a heavy blunt weapon. He had to have been wounded in both body and spirit, yet his gaze was as clear as day. The moment she remembers, she feels her body temperature rise. She pretends not to notice that it's hatred she feels, not excitement. Who did that? Yes, she can't forgive whoever hurt him this badly. This goes beyond momentary feelings like hatred or disapproval. He's always been deeply hurt, and yet he's always stayed here with her. So pristine. He's someone so different from her, yet so precious, so she can't abide the fact that someone hurt him. Senpai's back was amazing. She absently reaches out with her hand. It's been a long time since she saw his bare skin up close. When they first met, he was small for a boy, but not much taller than her. But for the last 2 years, he's rapidly become a man. It wasn't like before when he collapsed from a cold. That was only a common cold. Tonight, he was a wounded man. Her mind goes blank as she remembers. When he exposed his chest, she was surprised how masculine he was, covered with muscles trained every day without rest and not a gram of excess. Okay, yeah, I think this is proving that Sakura is more down bad for Shiro than Shiro is for Sakura. If she had to compare his lithe body to that of an animal, he would be a wild goat? I'm sorry, a goat? Goat boy Shiro, apparently. Small and beautiful with hidden strength to scale sheer cliffs. His chest was so broad. I'm not reading this out loud. Her outstretched fingers trace the lines of a chest that isn't there. Unconsciously, they run up his body like lines like water drops. From his chest to his neck, her fingers glide across the sheets from his neck to his lips. Her face goes bright red. I'm so stupid. In a panic, she tucks her arms in. The girl rolls into a ball on her bed, her ears turning just as red as her face. It shouldn't be this embarrassing, but the memory of his touch is just too fresh. The sensation of his skin on her fingertips makes her imagination that much more vivid. She clenches her hands tightly. She brings her face and hands in, trying to ball up the warmth heating her body. She can't think of anything else. She clutches her hands to her chest, clutching close the residual sensation in fingertips. She endures the heat boiling up throughout her body. She won't be able to hold on if she lets it out. If that happens, she won't even be able to think of this one thing she's clinging to. I'm sorry. She's hounded by confusion and guilt towards the boy. His injured body, just the thought of the bloody marks on his back makes her dizzy. The girl who will never come home again, what she took from him. All the lies. Dark emotions that would normally never even entertain twist inside her, awakening a feeling of delight deep within. She calls out to him to try and bury the feelings. How long can she keep them down? She hugs her chest so tightly it contorts. Thoughts bubble within her bosom. The only thing making her this happy, this relieved, is that the boy came home to her. That's all I want, but senpai, you... It isn't enough. She knows that now. He takes such good care of me, but he's trying to protect me by pushing me away. We can't have that, senpai. I want to be by your side. She says her thoughts aloud. She knows how greedy she sounds, but that's because it's a desire that shouldn't be voiced, a wish that can't come true. I'm sorry, senpai. She moans her repentance. How vile she is for delighting in his injuries. How decadent she is for wanting to waste his efforts to protect her. It feels like a betrayal for someone like her to want to be with him. So she apologizes. The repentance and contrition quench her fever. I thought for sure something else was going to happen in this interlude, but I guess not. She curls up in bed, damp with sweat. Her guilty conscience awakened a fever that somehow, like, arousal. Even though the fever is cooled, she feels troubled by a heavy agony. His wounded body, he's still going to fight even after going through that. What should I do, senpai? You're going to get hurt even worse now. She frets, covered in sweat. It's a worry that she doesn't have an answer for, and a problem she can't solve. She could think all night and still not come up with a way to stop the boy. Except... I know, I could just stop him from going outside. With a relieved sigh, she arrives at an utterly simple answer. The girl breaks into a smile of someone who just had a divine revelation, feeling deep relief. Yeah, if I hurt you so you can't walk anymore, you won't get in any danger, senpai. She murmurs as if addressing someone. Oh, yandere. Is that the end of day 8? No, it's another interlude. Man, lots of interludes at the end of the day. The room smells of stone. It's lit by natural, not man-made light. The flickering lamplight illuminates the man's back and highlights the parchment in his hand. Are you sending a report to that association of yours? You're a busy man, Kotomine. The voice comes from behind, its source unclear. It addresses a man sitting on a chair who begins his second task without showing a hint of surprise. The usurpers, I see. Let's see here, 57 casualties so far, including 5 deaths. Would you consider that a high number as the overseer? I would call casualties deaths. So it's not 57 casualties, it's 57 injured, 5 deaths, Gil. It's still unremarkable at this stage. This is the first mass coma incident on such a large scale, but it's no problem if it stops here. Both organizations are prepared to cover up something of this level. However, that's only true if it keeps to the current pace, yes? Someone out there is being very bold. Have you realized it yet? If you leave this be, the town will soon be uninhabited. Kotomine doesn't answer. He's well aware that what the young man behind him is saying. The enigmatic shadow that appeared in town. So far it's only drained life energy, but the quantity increases by the day. The number of bizarrely drained victims that appeared 2 days ago has exceeded expectations only a matter of days. So far it leaves the victims only in respiratory distress, but soon not even a healthy adult male will be able to survive a night. Still, there's no need to worry. They're no amateurs, so they should know their limits. I wonder about that. That may not be true for the insect wielder. Their tech causes trouble if they're not crushed quickly. I find the shameless slaughter of the townspeople utterly repulsive. That statement comes as a surprise to Kotomine. This man has no need for anyone other than himself, so why does he care about the people of Fuyuki? What a surprise! Has hell frozen over, Gilgamesh? It's nothing to be shocked about. I don't approve of anyone other than myself taking human life. When the people kill each other, it makes for boring crime and punishment. There's nothing to enjoy about such suffering, and so they lose their way. I see. You are a heroic spirit, after all. You grant death to save them from the pain of life, so you desire death after all. Naturally, this era is filled with meaningless and worthless people. It's only right to purge them. His scornful voice brims with absolute confidence and majesty. The priest continues working without pause as he listens. I see what you mean. You should use the Holy Grail if that's your wish. As long as no one appears to defeat you, then it belongs to you. Don't you have a wish, Kotomine? Nothing so specific as that. All I have is a desire for a clear pleasure. Ha 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 ha! Indeed, you desire pleasure. The young man laughs at the straightforward answer. A deep chuckle erupts from him like he's proud of his partner. Very well, I kill because they disgust me, while you kill because they entertain you. Our reasons may be different, but we seek the same grail. That is why you have my patronage. The priest doesn't answer. He merely fulfills his duty dispassionately. You may choose not to act as well. Do as you please. The young man's presence disappears. The stone room returns to silence, and the priest glances at the entrance. He seems drunk, but he's sane to the core. Even that mud failed to corrupt his soul. Gilgamesh, the king of heroes. The Golden Servant is the most powerful being in play right now. This is acknowledged by all, and Kotomine, the Game Master, doesn't doubt it. But some things are worthless, but nothing is without meaning. Be careful, King of Heroes. If any could make you taste defeat, it would be thanks to that single point. No one hears his muttering. Lit by the red glow, the priest resembles an oracle gazing into the future. It's not evil. It's how ego do you have? How much of an inflated ego does Gilgamesh have that he is not corrupted by the Grail? And we are finally at the end of day 8 of the Heavensphere route. Shiro did not grow smarter. If anything, he regressed because he lost Seba. So sad. Saber has gone into the mud. I was trying to think of something else, but that's kind of what happened. She just sunk into mud. So, Shiro's going to have to deal with that for a couple weeks because it is quite likely that next Friday is going to be a Pokemon Legends ZA day. Next week is going to be an interesting day of streaming, as far as I can tell from things. Got something with RuneScape coming up that I do want to stream at the very least to the start of it. I don't know if I'm going to stream more than the start. I'm not sure. Haven't decided just yet. But it's old school RuneScape, not the new one. So that's something for me to look forward to. And I'm debating if I want to do it when it drops, because it will drop at 7 a.m. my time. So I would have to get up early, and I would not be able to go for all day because I would have my own exercises to do later, but that's for me to figure out when the time comes. For now, though, I've been Silverack Dragon. I hope you've all enjoyed today's stream. If you have, leave me some feedback in whichever way you so see fit. If you want to check out more by me, be sure to check out the channel here on Twitch or YouTube. Same name, same games. There's plenty of content for all to enjoy. And if you are watching this on the YouTube and you made it this far, please be sure to like the video to show some support. Comment if you have anything to say. Subscribe to the channel if you want to get some more videos from me and support me in the algorithm. And check the description down below for links to the Twitch and Discord where you can follow and or join to find out when I go live. But for now, once again, thank you all so much for coming out. I hope you enjoyed. Have a fantastic evening, everybody. I'm just checking this here. Not a lot of the Heavens Feel images. It's interesting these ones came after this one, though. Very interesting, but see you guys next time.